You want to know what the most intimate thing my husband knows about me is? My Starbucks order. Venti iced brown sugar oatmeal shaken espresso. He thinks it's this cute, quirky little wife thing. Meanwhile, my work husband, he knows the exact spot on my lower back that makes me forget my own name. He knows what I sound like when I try to stifle a moan in a silent, empty conference room. My actual husband just knows I like oat milk. Another drag. A sigh. It's not even about the sex. Okay, it's mostly about the sex. But it's the thrill. It's the most alive I feel all goddamn day. The rest of it is just autopilot. Smiling at my husband over cereal. Answering emails. Pretending. It started, like all terrible ideas do, with a spreadsheet. We were pulling an all-nighter for the Q3 projections. Just me and him, Mark, in the office after everyone else had fled to their sensible, normal lives. The only light was from our monitors, casting this blue glow on everything. We were on our fourth coffee, and the professional small talk had long since dried up. We were just two zombies, tied together by formulas and deadlines. I leaned over to point at a cell he'd formatted wrong, my shoulder brushing against his. And I didn't move away. He didn't move away. The air just changed. It got thick. Charged. I could smell his cologne, something dark and woody, and the stale coffee on his breath. It should have been gross. It wasn't. He looked at me, and his eyes weren't tired anymore. They were focused. Like I was the only pivot table in the world that mattered. "You're a lifesaver, Sarah," he said, and his voice was low. Rough from the caffeine and the hour. "You'd be lost without me," I shot back. My tone was flirty. I heard it. I meant it. It was like a switch flipped. This wasn't us anymore. This was two other people, wearing our skins, finally saying the quiet part out loud. He didn't say another word. He just stood up, took my hand, and pulled me up from my chair. He walked me backwards, never losing eye contact, until my back was against the cool glass of the conference room wall. The whole city was lit up below us. Millions of people, and not one of them could see us. "This is a bad idea," I whispered. My heart was hammering against my ribs like it was trying to escape. "The worst," he agreed, and then he kissed me. And God, it was. It was the worst, most perfect idea. It wasn't a gentle, married person kiss. It was hungry. Desperate. All teeth and heat and 8 months of pent-up, silent flirting finally exploding. His hands were on my hips, digging in, and my fingers were in his hair, messing up that perfectly corporate part he always has. The spreadsheet was forgotten on the screen. Our multi-million-dollar project was suddenly the least important thing in the room. That was the first time. In the conference room. Against the wall, then later, on the painfully expensive ergonomic chair that cost more than my first car. Afterwards, we straightened our clothes in silence. We didn't look at each other. He went back to his desk. I went back to mine. We fixed the spreadsheet. We sent the final deck to the VP at 4:17 a.m. We did our jobs. It was the most efficient, terrifying, and exhilarating night of my entire life. That was 6 months ago. Now, it's a system. It's a routine, more structured than any of our project plans. We have rules. Unspoken, but ironclad. Rule 1, it stays at work. No texts. No calls. No outside communication. This is our bubble. Our fucked up little terrarium. Rule 2, we never, ever say the word affair. Or love. This is about friction. Release. A pressure valve. We're two adults who understand the assignment. Rule 3, the lies are simple and consistent. Working late. Client dinner. Team crunch. My husband, God bless him, is so trusting it almost feels like cheating at cheating. He just nods, kisses my forehead, and tells me to drive safe. He'll have a plate for me in the microwave. A cold, sad plate of whatever he cooked. And I'll come home, my skin still humming from Mark's hands, my hair smelling of hotel shampoo, and I'll eat that cold food standing over the sink like the liar I am. The hotel rooms are the weirdest part. They're so anonymous. Beige. They have no personality. They're a blank canvas for our mess. We've become connoisseurs of mid-tier chain hotels. The Hyatt Place off the highway. The Courtyard by Marriott. We pay in cash. Always. There's a specific, seedy poetry to it. The way he lays his wallet and keys on the generic dresser. The way I kick my heels off by the door, one after the other. The muffled sound of the TV from the next room. It's our own little world, divorced from reality. For an hour, maybe two, I'm not a wife. I'm not an analyst. I'm just a body. A want. It's shameless. And I crave the shamelessness. It's the only thing that feels entirely mine. The guilt doesn't come in the hotel room. The guilt comes after. It comes in the car, driving home. It's a physical weight in my stomach. It's seeing a family minivan next to me at a stoplight and feeling like such a cliché I want to scream. It's walking into my quiet, dark house, seeing my husband's shoes neatly lined up by the door, and feeling like a monster wearing my skin. He'll wake up when I come to bed. "How was work, baby?" he'll mumble, his voice thick with sleep. "Long," I'll say, and it's the truest thing I've said all night. I'll slide into bed, my body still buzzing, and he'll curl around me, his arm heavy and familiar across my waist. He'll smell like home. Like fabric softener and our shampoo. And I'll lie there, trapped between his innocent trust and the memory of Mark's mouth on my skin, and I won't sleep. I just stare at the ceiling and calculate the damage. The other day at work, Mark and I were in a meeting. A real, actual, daylight meeting with a dozen other people. We were on opposite sides of the table. He was presenting, wearing his serious, competent mask. I was taking notes, playing the supportive colleague. And for a second, our eyes met. Just a flash. But in that split second, it was all there. The memory of the last hotel room. The taste of him. The feel of his hands. It was a bolt of lightning in a room full of people wearing raincoats. Nobody saw a thing. My face didn't move. But my heart tried to beat its way out of my chest. He stumbled over a word. Just for a millisecond. And I knew. I knew I had that power. The power to unravel him, just a little, in a room full of our bosses. That's the drug. That's the real addiction. Not the sex. The secret. The shared, dangerous knowledge that we are both faking it, and we are the only two people in the world who know the other isn't real. So yeah. My work husband knows my body better than my real one. He knows the sounds I make, the way I arch my back, the way I bite my lip to keep quiet. My real husband knows I take one sugar in my coffee. He knows I like my eggs scrambled. He knows I'm afraid of spiders. He thinks the late nights are for a promotion. And in a way, they are. They're promoting me to the worst version of myself. And I'm not just accepting the position. I'm fucking thriving in it. And the truly messed up part? The part that keeps me up at 3 a.m.? I've never felt more awake in my life.